All right, guys. So this is Joseph Surveys once again. So if you're stumbling on my YouTube page for the very first time, please kindly like, share, and subscribe. Yeah. So if making money online is what you really have passion for, is what you like doing, or is what you have been doing, yes, you are at the right place. YouTube algorithm just sent you the right video. Okay. So book a space, grab a seat, and just sit down, and then follow my page, like and share. All right, so you can get notified each time I post something. Yeah, before I go any further, congratulations to us here at Judo Surveys. Yes, we just hit our 1K subscribers. So I've had lots of messages from lots of people who get to tell me, Seth, congratulations, and then how did you do it? How were you able to hit your 1K in this very short period of time, and stuff like that. To be very honest, I did not expect to hit this 1K this very soon. I did not expect to hit it this very soon, but it happened faster than I thought, and I give glory to God. But here is the thing: I realized that it will be very easy for you, for those who really want to come to the YouTube space and do one or two. It will be very easy for you to hit these numbers if you do what you're passionate about, if you do what you can make sacrifices for, if you do that thing which you can do even when you're tired, even when they wake you from sleep. That thing that you can do even when they wake you from sleep. When you do stuffs like that, it will be easy for you to be consistent. When you're consistent, the numbers will come. When you don't have passion for something, when you cannot make sacrifices for something, the numbers will not come. Yes, when you start, you'll be getting 5, 10 views. It is demoralizing, but you have to see beyond that to really keep doing it till you see what you're looking for. All right, so that's that about that. So today, I'm not sharing an update. I'm not teaching any app to make money. Today is a class. Yes, this is a class, and it's Jodo Survey class. Yes, this is part of what you will get when you enroll in my mentorship class, right? Yes, when you enroll in my mentorship class, these are part of the things I teach in my mentorship class. So I am quite different from other survey YouTube groups you see out there. I'm quite different. I'm not just the all about, okay, go to this app, make money, go to this app, make money. No, I also equip you, I guide you how to preserve your account, and then I give you intricate information when it comes to surveys, what you need to know to make you that pro that you need to become. All right, so that's it about that. So today is a class, and I'll just be taking you guys through two things, right? And the first thing is browser fingerprint. What is browser fingerprint, and what is device ID? Yes, I get this. I get this a lot. A lot of people say, "Sir, if I change my device ID, my fingerprint, does it change my? If I change my device fingerprint, does it change my device ID?" And by the way, fingerprint is not like your normal fingerprint, like tapping the fingerprint on your phone. No, your browser fingerprint is a different thing. If you are using Mo login, if you're using Mo login on PC, right, there's a place that you would always see. It will tell you fresh fingerprint. If you're using Go Login, also Mo Login, Go Login, Incognition browser, when using all of those anti-detect browser, there are places where they'll tell you change fingerprint. And then when you change the fingerprint, you discover that it will now look as though you're using, from an Android, you're using iOS. From iOS, you're using Windows. That's what fingerprint is. Fingerprint is just how the survey sites, how they see you. You know, we have male and female, right? We have a child, we have a girl child, we have a male child. So when somebody sees, the first thing somebody sees you, when somebody sees somebody, the first thing the person sees is it a male, is it a female, is it a child, is it a man? It's the same thing with fingerprint. How do they see you? Are you on Android? Are you on iPhone? Are you iOS? Are you accessing us from Chrome? Are you accessing us from Safari? And all of us, that's your fingerprint. So that's how you appeared to the survey. So when you think about web, when somebody tells you web fingerprint, what should come to your mind is how the survey site see you. Are they seeing you as an Android Chrome? Are they seeing you accessing them from Android Chrome or Mozilla iOS or Safari iOS? That's what it basically means. Why, in contrast, device ID is a different thing. So now, a fingerprint, web fingerprint, is just web fingerprint is surface based stuff. It is a surface web is a yes, it's a software. It's a software web stuff. That's just all about the fingerprint. It's a software stuff. If you can manipulate software, you can just manipulate your fingerprint. But while in contrast, your device ID is quite different. Your device ID is on hardware level, is on a hardware level. When something is on a hardware level, it's almost like you're saying it's something that came with the phone when it was manufactured. right, in a way. All right, so device ID just encompasses your Android or your iOS number or ID. So your device ID just encompasses your IMEI number, your MAC address, your and then your Android ID or your iOS ID. Something iOS ICFD or something something, I can't really remember. So that's what your device ID encompasses. And then this is usually generated each time you set up your phone. What I mean set up, you buy a new phone and you launch it, you set it up. Immediately you set it up, a unique device number is associated or is generated for that phone. Okay, a unique number is generated for that phone. Now let me tell you the difference. Now when you're doing a web-based survey, there are two types of surveys. We have web-based surveys. It means you're assessing that survey from website. And we have app-based surveys. It means you're assessing that site from the app. Now if you feel like you're doing a web-based survey, like you're using a survey on the web, if you feel like you're getting banned, if you feel like you're getting banned too much, what you should do is you should try to change your fingerprint. Yes, just change your fingerprint. How do you change your fingerprint? I'm going to show you at the end of this video how to change your fingerprint. So it means you are changing how you appear to look like to that survey site. You change how you tend to look like to that survey site. So the survey will no longer be seeing you the way it was seeing you before. So it will not get to think that, okay, the survey site will not get to now, okay, this is a different person. Let's not ban him. Let's allow him. So if you're doing a web-based survey and you feel like my accounts are getting banned, the next thing to do is to change your fingerprint. Now, if you're doing an app-based survey like a Curious Cat and all those stuff, and you go to websites to go and be changing your fingerprint, you are wasting your time. If you're doing an app-based survey on your phone, what you should do now is to change your device ID. It is only when you change your device ID that it affects the survey site, that they no longer see that it is you. So it's counterproductive to go and change. It's counterproductive to go and change your fingerprint and be expecting that you can still launch your Curious Cat for your Curious Cat to work if your Curious Cat has captured the device ID before. Let me come again. If you're doing a web-based survey, web-based survey and you feel like you're getting banned, what you should change is your fingerprint. Right, change your fingerprint. If you're doing surveys on app like Curious Cat and the rest of all these app-based surveys, and you feel like you're getting banned, or you feel that your device ID has been captured to that survey, what you should change is your device ID. Even if you're doing Heycash and you feel Heycash is banning you too much, too frequently, and you're using app, you're not using web, what you should change again is your device ID or your Android ID. All right, so after all this being said, I'm sure I've established something, right? I've established something. So let me make this point. If you're changing your device, if you're changing your web fingerprint, what are those things you're changing? You're just basically changing your OS version and your browser version. Maybe the browser is Chrome, you can just change it to Android. Chrome, and then you can just change it to Safari, still on the same phone. All right, so let's go further. Let me explain. Let's go further. Let me explain something. All right. Okay. Now let me show you how you can change. Your what's it called? Your web fingerprint. Let me show you how you can change it. You can change your web fingerprint from browsers like Mozilla. On Mozilla, it gives you the opportunity to change your fingerprint. There are some browsers that will not give you the opportunity to change your fingerprint, but Mozilla gives you the opportunity. How do you change your device ID? If you want to change your device ID, you need strong emulators. Browsers cannot do that for you. You need strong emulators, you need strong cloners, very strong cloners, and then you need VMs, virtual machines. These are some of the things that can help you change your device ID, or you can root your phone. You can root it. This is on the complex level right now. You can root your phone, or you can flash your phone. When you flash your phone and launch it back, it will give you a new device ID. You know why? A new device ID is always generated when a phone is launched afresh. Understand? When a phone is launched afresh, it usually comes with new device ID. The ID is just a set of numbers, is a code that is assigned to every device when it's launched. Okay, so let me show you how to change your web. Let me show you how to change your web fingerprint. let me show you how to change your web fingerprint. Your web want to change your web fingerprint. So this is Chrome. So I'll just say not now, not now, not now. Okay, not now. Let me show you something. I'll go to, I love this place very well, newa.net. Let me go to wa.net. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. I'm on wa.net now. Who are you.net? I'm on wa.net. So it's saying I'm in Abuja, Nigeria. This is my IP there. That's what it's saying. It's saying I'm at. So let's wait for it to load. Now look at this place. It is saying my browser is a Firefox. Yes, it's saying my browser is a Firefox. That is what it's saying. It's saying my browser is a Firefox and I'm using Android. You can see it's saying my browser is a Firefox and I'm using Android. Alright, which is true. My browser is a Firefox currently and I'm using Android. Alright, okay. Now, how do I make myself look like I am not using Android and my browser is not Firefox? This is what changing a fingerprint simply means. So when I change this, any survey site I access will no longer see me accessing them with an Android and a Firefox anymore. How do I do that? Let's proceed. Let me show you how. So the next thing to do is to click the three button and then you come to this. You click the three button and you come to the extension here. You're going to see an extension. You come to extension here. Okay, so you can actually do this with any browser that gives you an extension. When you come to the menu, you see extension, you can do it. Any browser that gives you this. So Mozilla Firefox gives me this, so I can just use it. So I'm here, I'm clicking the extension. So there are lots of extensions you can add. Go through it. Take your time and read some of these things. If there's anything you need for your service, you can add it. The first one here is a UC. It's called a uBlock Origin, fully and efficient wide spectrum content blocker, easy on CPU and memory. So what this does is it helps you block ads. It helps you block ad and then what it helps also improves your browsing speed. Yes, it will help you block ad and improve your browsing speed. Yes, but I don't want to activate this right now. That's not what I want to do. I don't really like activating ad blocker because there are some things you might want to do online. If you don't give that access to watching ad, you have problem doing it. So I don't want to block ads. Okay, I don't want to block ads. So there are lots of other stuff here. Proxy standards. You can proxy standard. Search by image. All this, when you add it, anytime you load an image, it will just take you to wherever it is that image is on the web page. So you can add all this. So that's not what we're talking about. So I'll click the what I'm looking for is not here. So I'll click find more extensions. So I'll click what I'm looking for is called random user agent. Okay, random user agent is here. I'll click it. It's going to bring it to somewhere like this. So the next thing to do is to click add. Here is it, add Firefox, right? Okay, I'll allow, just allow and then click add. Then of course also I'll click OK. So I'll give it some time. It's trying to launch. I'll give it some time. So I'll come back here. Still click the extension. Let's see. Okay, it's going to bring you something like this now. You can see at the top. So I just enabled an extension, which is a random user agent. I just enabled it, which is here, right? Look at it here. I just enabled it here. So the next thing I'm going to do is to click it. The next thing I'm going to do is to click it. Okay, so I've tapped it. Let's see where it's going to take me to. Alright, so it has fully launched. If you don't see it here, if you don't see this page, just wait for a while and launch it again. If you remember the other time, what did we see? We saw Android and we saw Mozilla. It said we're using a Firefox and Android. So I want to change. I don't want this thing to see me like we're using a Firefox and Android. So I will click open settings here, right? I can even, okay, let's go. I'll click open setting here. I'll go to generator settings. Okay, let me just see which one do I want. I want this thing to look like I am on what? Let's go to Opera Mac. Yes, let's select Opera Mac. I'll deselect this, I'll deselect this, I'll deselect this. Okay, I'll deselect all of them. Then let's select Opera Mac, and then we go back. Let's see what we have here. Let's see what we have here. Let's go to Word.net. Let's see what we have here. I've refreshed the page. Look at what Word.net is showing me. Word.net is showing me Mac and Opera. It's showing me Opera 115 and 0.0 and Mac OS X. Can you see it? What have I done? I have just changed my fingerprint. And what do I mean by fingerprint? I have just changed how I appear to look like to the survey platform. Okay, so you can see before it was showing Android, but it's no longer showing Android. So anytime you're working on a web-based survey, all the surveys that you want to do on web, anytime you're assessing them and you feel like, my, it's like I'm getting banned too much, it's like my device stuff has been captured, this is what you just do. Change the fingerprint so that it appears that you're using a new device now. Change your fingerprint, but it does not stop there. Changing the fingerprint alone does not stop there. Okay, changing the fingerprint does not stop there. The next thing you need to do is what? Is to clear your your browsing data and cache files. Your cache file and your app data, your cookie history, clear all of it. Because when you change your Mac, when you change your OS and your browsing and your browser, what's it called? Your OS and your browser type, when you change these two by changing your fingerprint, and you refuse to you refuse to delete cookies and browsing history, all those stuff, it will still be loaded on still this browser. This browser will still pick everything, and at the same time, it will give. Don't forget, you that particular survey site has history of that your browsing pattern already. It will just sit like, I know this thing before, and it will still ban you before again. So as you're changing your fingerprint, there are other actions that should follow suit. Yes, there are actions that should follow suit. So when you change your browsing your fingerprint, the next thing to do is to clear all cache file. You clear everything. Almost like you're deleting the browser to start again. You clear everything. After clearing everything, when you want to start a new survey account, on this browser, do not ever load an email address that you have ever used to set up those existing survey account that got banned. Do not ever load those survey accounts on still the same browser. Sometimes you want to access something, you want to do something, then you click sign in, and then on the same browser you sign in that email address. Okay, you sign in that email, and you just keep. Maybe you did not use the email address for that survey, maybe you use the email address for something else. Don't even do that. You look for a different browser and load that other pre-existing email address that have died in a particular account. Load it in a different browser and do whatever you want to do there. Let me repeat again. After changing your device fingerprint, clear all cache file, all browsing data, everything. Any email that you have ever used on an account that got banned, never load it on this browser again. As long as you're starting a fresh account, get the fresh email, load it here, and continue with that fresh email. Okay, do it like that, and then continue. So what else? I think that's basically that. Clear all browsing history and you'll be fine. Then start that survey afresh. Get a new email. Create a what's it called? Get a new email. Get the URL of the survey, like the link. Get the link URL. Get the link and start afresh with a new number and a new email address, and you are good to go. So on the other hand, if the survey is not an app, if the survey is not a web-based survey, if it's an app-based survey, what's the next thing to do? The next thing to do is to go and look for an emulator or a cloner. All right, you can look for an emulator like Island. I already have a video on Island. Island will give you a virtual space where you can do everything you want to do afresh. It's going to give you a fresh device ID because you're doing app-based stuff. Since you're doing app-based stuff like Curious Cat and some of these other stuff, branded and all that, you want to change your device ID. You need something that is as strong, something that is so strong that can root your phone and give you a new virtual device number. So that's why you need something like Island. You need something like VM to do that. So I hope I've been able to explain one or two stuff. So don't misconcept device fingerprint for device ID. All right, they are not the same thing. Device fingerprint is totally different from device ID. Device fingerprint only affects you. You can only do that at a web-based level, as software level, just on when you're doing stuff that has to do with web. Okay, but when you're doing surveys with apps, anything you do, any fingerprint you change, you're wasting your time. Okay, you must look for a cloner to be able to change your device ID. All right, thank you very much, guys. So that's that about that. Please, if you want to join my community, there will be a link to my WhatsApp group. Do well to join. If you have any questions, please do well to ask me in the comment section and I'll respond. And if you have any question, if you have something you would like me to talk about, please let me know in the comment section and I'll do justice to that. I'll create time and I'll talk about it, guys. So thank you very much and peace and love.